Setting it up. And we are live.
Bravo.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing? Welcome to No Labels, No Walls Action Monday. It is the 26th of July, and I hope everyone's doing fantastic. My name is Kevin from Connecticut over at Musical Intervention. Everything's looking sunny and getting hot, but that's why if you hear a little fan, that's the AC, but hopefully it's not picking up. Either way, I'm excited for today. Let's go around the horn and say hello to everybody. Let's start with Keith. How are you?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's nice and sunny here too. I'm in our office today, so we're back sometimes doing things in person. So I've been in here today, so I thought I would join you before I go home rather than at home.
That's nice. That's very nice of you. How about, going down the list, Alistair, what's up?
Hi, I'm Alistair from Aberdeen, also in Scotland. We've got a good Scotland turnout this week. I've been away on holiday for a couple of weeks and I'm back now. So yes, just catching up, but life is good. Cheers.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Okay. Hello, Layla. How are you?
Hello. I'm so sorry. I'm not. So I'm stressed. It's just I didn't have a very great day yesterday, and I thought to God I was going to lose my dog. Because the other dog wants to be top dog, and she's 14 years old, and she bit her twice around her neck. And we thought,
hope everything's going well.
Oh no, she's alive and fine, but it's just.
Well, how are you?
Okay, it's just I had to deal with it all yesterday.
As a pet owner myself, yeah, I mean it's complicated. Well, thank you for joining us.
I'm fine now.
Mary, how are you?
Thank you. Hi, I'm good. We are here in Los Angeles, and it's not sunny. It was drizzling a little bit, which is exciting for us here. And yes, we are good. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Ilpa, good morning, good evening, wherever you are.
Good evening, everyone. It's Hilpa from Finland here. And thank you, Kevin. I'm good. And I'm very excited. I'm going to talk about my project to you all today. So I'm looking forward to that very much.
Excited to hear. Mm-hmm. Excited. Can you hear us okay? Mark?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's gone.
Good. Thumbs up. That's good. All right. John, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. I'm John from Biggar in Scotland. We just had our first rainfall in many days, many days. So it's quite nice to get some rain. And yeah, I'm here to talk about the We Are One festival.
Good to have you on board.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Neasley. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I can't believe I made it. I am Neasley. I am here in Los Angeles, and we just had our first rain in many months. We're excited, hoping there'll be more so we can reduce our fire experiences this summer. I'm happy to be here and ready to see what we've got going today.
Happy to see you as well. And finally, in the horn, we got Denny. Can Can hear us okay. Denny, how are you? Just unmute your mic. Otherwise, in the chat, just say hello. Other than that, Michael, how are you? And if we want to pass, well, to get the show going.
Yeah. I'll be
Yes,
right here.
he's right here.
Hello, everybody. So where my
Yes, you are.
I'm on. Okay. We're really excited to be here. Today's all about action, our shared actions for the festival. So we're so excited. We first will start with Hilpa. She's going to be talking about justice and art. And then John, if you want to say something about the We Are One Festival, then we can start going into We Are One. I want to then move to the Justice and Art Shared Action. We're going to create together a poem that's going to be a part of the festival action. And then we're going to move to the We Are One, at the Building the Bigger We, which will interview Layla as an example of that shared action for the festival. So we've got a lot of stuff to get going, and I'll leave it to Hilpa.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. Okay, I will start by trying to share my screen with you guys so that I can show all the lovely content that I have made for my shared action. So here is a bigger picture. So I will very soon post this online on Facebook, and then also No Labels, No Walls will post this, and then I also have an email template or an email flyer so that everyone can share. But basically, what my shared action is about is that I'm going to collect pictures of hats from people with mental illness or mental health problems. And by this, I will kind of like, I aim to demonstrate the invisibility of the mental illness, but also kind of like to highlight the scope of the issue, and then also the uniqueness of everyone who is suffering, because most of the people who suffer from mental illnesses suffer in silence. So it's not like invisible illness. And that's what I'm hoping to kind of like, demonstrate. And I will continue this project or this shared action after the festival as well. But right now, I would need all your help that you can give me so that I would get enough pictures for the festival. And you can do that by sharing the Facebook post, or then you can share the email template. I'm not sure if we haven't discussed about it, whether it's going to be shared from the mailing list that No Labels, No Walls has. But if not, then you can put your email address in the chat, and then I can send it to you. But anyway, if you have like any connections or any circles where you can share this,
and Hilpa, it's going to be shared. It's going to be shared. So we'll.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's great. Yeah, because that was the one thing that I forgot to discuss with Michael earlier today, but that's great. Okay, so then if you are on the mailing list, then you will get it. And if you're not on the mailing list, sign in now. So I don't know. Before we move on, I would like to know, what do you guys think about this project? What kind of thoughts do you get from this, or any other comment?
Hilpa, I think I'll just take this. I'm controlling here. So I think it's fantastic, and it's something fun, and I think it's fun and kind of easy in a way that people can use their imagination, and it doesn't take too much effort. So I hope that there's going to be a lot of people participating, and it's going to be really, really fun collage with everybody with hats.
And Keith and John, I know maybe your network would want to participate in this action. It's just a great way to end stigma for mental health issues. I mean, what do you think, Keith and John and Kevin and Layla? What do you guys think of the event?
Yeah, it's great. Dead easy, very straightforward to do. Say something more about the justice part, if you can. What you're thinking around justice?
Well, what the first thing that came up to my mind about the justice part is that nowadays there are like a lot of people who are talking very openly about their problems.
Yeah.
And then there are also people who do not wish to discuss about that kind of content because, mental health issues and health issues, they are always private. And I kind of like feel that nowadays you should be open about everything and be openly yourself and whatever. But kind of like I still think that we all have the justice for privacy.
I see.
That's like really important, so that you have the right to suffer in silence if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is no obligation in sort of like coming out with your problems. So that is like one of the things that I first thought about that justice part.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was wondering what the hat, what if that was like a symbol for anything. Like I know like what we wear is like sort of like a representation of who we are, and I was wondering if the meaning behind the hat was just, does it really say something about a person, what they're going through, what they're experiencing? Is that in sort of the reason why you're tying the hats together with this project?
Yeah, hat is I think it's pretty personal item, or at least it tells something about its owner, but not too much unless it's like intentional. And also, hat is for me personally like a very important item, because often when I'm not doing well, I use a hat, and I use that to cover myself and to get some privacy. So when I chatted about the privacy stuff earlier, and it's like something that I use to cover myself and to shield myself. Or then sometimes also I use it to express something. So that was one of the things that I thought. And then also, why am I doing this particularly with hats is my vision of bigger, like a bigger event where we could put hats on top of sticks and then lift the hats up and then march or walk for the people who are not able to do that. Like there are many people who would like to take part in a mental health walk, as an example, but they cannot because their condition doesn't allow it. So then we can kind of like push the people who are invisible and silent up and give them space and let people see that. And that's something that I am aiming to. And that's one part of the project, but let's not go there yet because this is the first phase of it.
Could I just mention a possible thing? What I was wondering was, given that it's all digital this time, could we possibly do something where you have like just a cutout of the hat? You know what I mean? A digital with no surrounding, and you could kind of have a range of hats, of pre-digital hats that you could put on your head and say, this is maybe the hat that I'm wearing just now, and this is the hat that I'd like to be wearing. so that people could add it to their pictures, just as another way of expressing, because you might not have a range of hats unless you're you might not have a range of hats, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's possible, and now this whole project is pretty narrowed. So I am now doing this, that I'm collecting the actual hats of the people, I mean the pictures of them, and then later on I will keep working and improving this project and adding more details or adding more actions or whatever. So this is like a bit of a try for me with this, that okay, how does it gets going, and yeah, that we will see in August.
So everyone, please submit to Hilpa your hat picture, so that we can have it for 25th of August for the Justice and Art Festival, and then it'll be on your email as well as on the Facebook page. And yeah, Hilpa?
Yeah, I'm going to now post in No Labels, No Walls group the picture, and then also the text that comes with it. So please share it, please take part, and if you have any questions, my email on it. So
okay, so moving on, let's start down with John. John, if you want to start talking a little bit about the We Are One Festival, which is going to be the upcoming after the No Labels, No Walls Festival.
Yeah, so thanks for having us on today. I think the main purpose today was really to think about how we could participate in August with your event. So as you say, our event's not going to be till later in the year, and we haven't quite pinned the date down yet because of various uncertainties. So but I think from conversations with Marcus and with Keith, I think the plan was for us to think about how does the We Are One Scotland event contribute to the event in August. And I think maybe Keith, you thought maybe there'd already been some discussion last week or the week before about how that might happen.
So I think the discussion's been more about generally how other things might link together.
Right.
Like we're talking about today, like building the bigger we or the music. Yeah. So it's about.
So there's John. There's going to be so far we have really 3 shared actions that I think We Are One could take part. Last week, and Kevin is going to be creating this, hopefully this week, is a musical without music, without borders. And that's going to be a song that's going to be collectively created together. And you should be getting an email about that, hopefully by this week. The second thing, which we're going to start to do today, is Hilpa's obviously part of that too, is the Justice and Art festival event. And the Justice and Art, I'm going to now move on to putting that into, because this is a good leeway, into the chat. And then we're going to start working on it. Basically, what the event's about is about creating hope for justice. And justice can mean anything. It can, not anything, sorry. Justice can mean any of the justice themes. So it could be environmental justice, mental health justice, criminal justice, you name it. And what's nice about this event, it's not going to be just taking up one form of justice, but having all these different themes around justice. And then we're going to take materials from poetry, pictures, art, movement, whatever anybody wants to express their hope for justice, and then creating one digital artwork that can then be shared around the world from those materials. So we've been reaching out to different groups around the United States and around the world to participate in this event. And then the next event is called Building the Bigger We, and that's going to be about listening, revolutionary listening, and interviewing people that are considered other, and then interviewing those people either by virtual or in person, and then sharing the answers at the event, and then seeing how we all relate to each other. So that being said, John, would it be all right if we would go into the poetry so you guys can see more about that for the Justice and Art? Would that be all right?
Sure.
Okay, so we're going to open up the, if you look at the chat, the Justice and Art, I put pretty much a video about.
Okay.
Michael.
Michael, it's
Yes?
when you go around, it's very hard to hear. I think for me, anyway. I'm just checking for everybody else.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
That's
Yeah, it's
better.
same for me.
I had 3 computers. Okay, so if you all look at the chat, I hope you all can see all the links. So the first link is an example of the artwork that our group created. I'm not going to play that video, but just shows visually like artwork that was created by for the event for Hope for Justice. And then the second link is going to be an email that you can send to all your colleagues. It has links, it has information, and just really easy way to share and get people involved. And then the third link is what I'm going to click on now and then share my screen with you all. If I can, 1 second, I'll do the other one. And that is going to be Hope Poem. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work on this poem. And everyone's going to contribute. Let me share the screen. So the prompt is words for the art, and this is a poem that's going to be created. And so hope for a great sea change on the other side of revenge. Believe that a further shore is reachable from here, and believe in miracles and cures and healing wells. And that's by Seamus Heaney, The Cure of Troy. And essentially, let's create an international group poem. The theme of the poem is Hope for Justice. What is your hope for a great sea change for a more just world? And then it says, please submit one word or a few words or sentence below with your name and the country of your origin in response to the question and be included in the group poem. Or if you'd like to, please send a video or recording of your response to the prompt. This can be dance, artwork, photo, or any way you want to express yourself. All the material will be included in the final digital art that is created. So that being said, Keith, you're always first because you always have the answers. So Keith, do you have a word or a few words that talks about hope for a great sea change, for a more just world? Or if, Keith, you don't have one, anybody can jump in and you can make it up. It's first thing that comes to your head.
We need to clear up our oceans.
Perfect.
Please.
To clear up our oceans and seas. Great, Layla. And Layla, you're from UK, right?
Yes, England, yes.
Right. Who's next? Keith?
So the only thing I'm thinking of is the word hope with different words that come off hope. Right?
Okay.
So I don't know. Happiness, opportunity, participation, and equality. So that's like hope with the different word coming off each of the first letters.
And Keith, are you in Scotland or UK?
Yeah.
Scotland?
Yeah, I'm in Scotland. I am. I'm sitting here in Glasgow.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Keith. Alistar, you're up.
Okay, well, I was going to say equality as well, but I think sort of humanity and understanding. And I guess there's something about honesty as well, a bit about what Leila was saying about we recognize that the planet's a mess, but we're still worried more about what the latest iPhone is. You know what I mean? We're concentrating on the wrong things. So it's about that honesty and trust, I guess. It's more than a few words.
Oh, it's good. Perfect. Alistar and Scotland, right?
That's right.
All right. John, what do you got?
I was thinking of a book title, As Serious as Your Life.
What was it? Say it again.
As serious as your
That's
life.
your life. I like it. And Scotland, correct, John?
Yep.
All right, let's keep going. We've got Kevin.
Oh, this is tough to come after some people across the pond. I'm thinking. No. I'm thinking possibility, and you can quote that.
I put and you can quote that on there.
Yeah, sure.
I like that. It's actually good. Kevin
From USA.
Fantastic. Neasley. Neasley, are you there?
Thinking. I'm still thinking.
All right, we'll come back to you. Hilpa.
Yeah, you gave me too much time. I already wrote like a few things.
Oh, that's great. What do you got?
Yeah.
Hilpa?
Okay. The deepest sea is inside of me, and there I will see all that needs to be.
Oh, fantastic. I love it. Hilpa. Fantastic. All right, Neasley, you're up.
That wasn't much time.
Yeah, that's what we got.
Listen, the only thing I just keep really thinking about is sort of that one day we will really like truly be able to look at one another and think and not be so quick to label one another, but that we can really look at each other's humanity and see each other like, yeah, you are another human being like me. That's my hope.
Okay. So sorry. So
however you want to put that is on you.
But I know, no, you got to say it again. I didn't write it. Raise it again.
The hope that humanity, that we can look at one another and see each other for the humans that we are and not add the labels to it.
Who we are and not add the labels to it. Beasley, USA. And Keith just wrote something in the chat. I'm trying to get things in the chat. Keith. And then last but not least, before Mehdi, Denny, I saw your stuff in the chat. Did you want to say it out loud what you wrote?
I was actually trying to find, I wrote a small poem, so I'm trying to find that one and then I post it in the chat.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna add, sorry, I'm trying to speak like this. I'm gonna add right now the thing to the chat on my other computer because it's hard to do it on both. Does anybody else have anything besides what they wrote they want to share before we move on to the oh God. before we move on to the We Are One event. I'm going to add yours right now, Denny. And Denny, where are you from? Denny, where are you from?
I'm originally from Bulgaria. The last 10 years I live in Jersey City in the United States.
City. All right. Cool. I'll put Jersey City. Fantastic. All right. Let me just see if there's anything else in the chat, and then we'll move on to building the bigger we. Sorry, let me get to this thing. Yeah, I see it.
I can type in the chat for you too if you want.
No. Yeah. Nope. I think that's everybody. Okay, great. I'm going to stop sharing the screen and then get to building the bigger we right now. Okay. So that was about justice and art. So that's going to happen on August 25th at 9 a.m. Please share those links. Did everybody, I think everybody here also should have got an email with the links as well. Keith, did you get it, and Alistar with that, or no? No? Okay, I'll send you a group email again with all of the links as well. Does anybody have any questions about this event, about what the purpose is before we get into building the bigger we event? Nobody? Okay, so let's move on. So I'm going to put in the chat my other computer. Hold on one second, everybody, about building the bigger we. Denny, did you have something you want to say? No? Okay. Let me get to building the bigger we. 1 second. So, perfect. 1 second. Sorry. Find it. 1 second. Perfect. Okay. All right. Copy. Okay, I just put in the chat, everybody, the links to building the bigger we event. So the first link, if everybody looks, is a video instruction of how to participate in the event. And it's literally me and Mehdi interviewing each other. So it's entertaining, it's fun, and I have a We Are One t-shirt on. So you guys can look at that. I promote it. Anyways, the next link, if I can do this, is, why is this not letting me do this? Is Google Docs. So this is again an email that you can send to your colleagues about the event. And then it's also going to have questions. So I'm going to now attempt to open it with this. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so this is about revolutionary listening, and this is also going to be a part of the Canadian Toronto Summer Institute's going to be a part of this. But essentially, the idea is that asking people to take part in conversations that matter, and then engage with 3 or 4 people who you have never and would never speak with. Okay, so maybe a co-worker, distant relative, someone who's different or other, somebody, yes. Then you're gonna think of the first 4 people that pop into your head, and then just do it. You will verbally ask permission for these individuals using the following language. I'm participating in Justice and Art projects about building the bigger we, and I'm wondering if I can ask a few questions at your convenience, either in person or virtually. And then you're going to pick at least 4 questions from the list below to engage with them be mindful and trust your instinct on this. They don't have to be the same 4 for each person you approach. And if it's going well, feel free to ask more than 4. So the first one is, what's your name? What does it mean? And then tell me the story of your birth. What is a moment in your week when you feel particularly inspired? When is a moment in your week when you feel difficult emotions? How do you define love? What or who do you most love? And when was a time that you feel most seen? And when was a time that you felt alienated? What comes to mind when I say building a bigger we? And what labels do you describe to? Can you tell me about the most memorable gift you've ever received? And then on August 25th, we're going to do the Building of the Bigger We event, where we will workshop all of our responses and we build a bigger we together. And if you can't make it to the August 25th, don't worry, you can upload your responses and they will be shared with the community. So those are the list of questions. And to show everybody how easy it is, Layla has volunteered to be interviewed.
Oh, God.
So Keith, do you want to ask Layla the questions, or do you want me to do it? What would be better for you? And only we have to ask 4, and I'll write them down.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Keith, do you want to do it, or should I do it?
Don't mind asking, but I need them bigger. I need my special glasses on to read them.
Don't worry, then I will do it. So Layla, we know your name is Layla.
Yes.
I'm gonna write Layla. And what does that's right. And what does it mean, Layla?
Oh, it means night in Arabic.
Fantastic. And tell me the story about your birth.
Oh, crikey. Oh, crumbs. I was born in King's College Hospital in London. I went to school in London, and then I lived in Saudi Arabia in a place called Riyadh. I had a house, a swimming pool, came back to England for my education. I did a program for 7 years because my mother took me out of school because I wasn't treated very well. So she did a program. It was to do with cross patterning, so I can try and walk and talk.
That's Layla. That's good because it's just about your birth. So that's perfect.
I was born with brain damage, so I was under blue light in a incubator. I go to Dover BMIX. I do the school project we go to schools in the southeast and tell them how we basically want to be treated. And then I've got a new eco job with BMIX. I go around all different BMIX sites and make sure they are doing recycling properly, buying fair trade products and being eco-friendly and not buying things that are tested on animals. Yes, and that's it.
Great. And a couple more questions. What is the moment in your week when you feel particularly inspired?
Oh, crumbs. I love scuba diving. There are not many people with a learning difficulty can scuba dive, so yes, yes, I love my hobby.
Fantastic. And what is a moment in your week when you feel difficult emotions?
Oh, crumbs. Well, this Friday I will probably be wet and mop bucket. I'll probably be absolutely in floods of tears. My lovely sister, who's been here for a whole month, is actually going back to Portugal on Friday. So I will probably be in absolute pieces because I love having her here. I just love being a family of 4, and I don't like being a family of 3. I don't really like being on my own. I still talk to her on Skype, but it's not really the same. So I will see her not until December.
Now, this is all 4, but because this is about shared action, does anybody want to ask Layla 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Maybe someone can ask Layla about what comes to mind when I say building a bigger we. Neasley, do you want to ask her, or what labels do you subscribe to? Does anybody else want to ask Layla a question? Could be anything.
Oh my life.
Well, I can ask. So Layla, I mean, first I have to say, I am super impressed by your life.
Okay.
Really, you've done like, wow, you've done, I mean, I've never been to Saudi Arabia, so that alone, I'm like, I love it. And I love the way I love the passion that you have, you know, for the things that you do. When Michael is talking about a bigger we, what does that mean to you?
I'm not sure what that means.
That's okay. That's
sorry.
No, that's fine. I mean, that's important.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Layla, what does it mean like to you about making new friends?
Oh, I do try to make friends. I really do try hard, but I've got to know, I need to really know the person first before I make friends, because I am quite shy, so I really need to know the person quite well before I make friends.
Well, that makes sense.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Well, by the way, me too.
Let's all thank Layla. Thank you, Layla.
Okay.
Not a
problem, Michael.
That was really great. And Kevin, I will add this to the poems for everybody. Thank you so much. And thank you, Denny, as well. I will add all of that. Okay, so those are 2 actions that everybody can really, get a part of. John, do you have any questions about those 2 events? I will send emails out with all of the stuff and the links to everybody. Check your junk, because sometimes when I send mass emails out, it goes to the junk. But does anybody have a question about how maybe We Are One Festival can be a part of these shared actions and get them involved? Any questions about the events themselves?
I was wanting to ask Michael if we were doing short videos of these interviews as well as transcripts? Yeah.
Either way,
Right.
it doesn't matter. But it would be, yeah, whatever that's best for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions about the events? Because here's the thing, everybody, and I want to just end with this. The most important thing I think that these festivals, at least No Labels, No Walls Festival, can bring to somebody is the ability to organize. So a lot of times what happens is when anybody's creating something is that they're either a giver or they receive something. But to really create real change takes both receiving and giving at the same time. So the most important part, which is usually skipped over by the giver, is reaching out to new people, to people perhaps that never heard about No Labels, No Walls or We Are One or anything. And that's usually skipped because I'm the one giving. But the grassroots organizing is just as important as the giving. So I just want to encourage everybody to write the emails. If there's 5 people that you don't know, if we're talking about building the bigger we or creating a We Are One movement, then that can lead to that because I'm reaching out to people perhaps I've never heard of before. Myself, I've been writing around 300 emails now to people from across the United States, around the world. And, maybe 2 people will respond, but that's 2 people that'll be new to this movement. So I just want to encourage everybody because everybody has an email, everybody has a telephone, and it's really empowering to know that, we have the ability to connect people that we don't know before. So I just want to, I'm going to give everybody the tools. The email will be sent out. Check your junk. It's 9:52. So next week, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be, very good, Keith. Thank you for the next one. We're going to keep creating these events. So, John, if there's anything you guys want to add to these events, I mean, maybe you want to even add to the questions, or maybe you have something for the Justice in Art that you have an idea that We Are One can take a part of it. Whatever that means. Alistar, for environmentally, I've reached out to a lot of environmental groups, but perhaps this is something that Varun and your group wants to be a part of because that's what they do every day. And then we'll reconvene on Monday to kind of create this, continue creating this. Because, last thing I'll say, we had about 130 different events and everybody got to share what they're doing. Now, this year's different for the festival because we have smaller events, but they're about shared action. And this is actually harder than having people come in and just share. So if we're 10% successful at this, it's a really important step because it hopefully will create some solidarity and create continuous action, shared action. So just want to say that to everybody. It's an important step, I think, at least for the No Labels, because we haven't done this in 3 years. This has been leading up. But any other questions? Yes, Nisla.
I was just going to say, actually, to answer Layla's question, think about building a bigger community.
Absolutely.
Right? So when we say building a bigger we, it really means building a bigger community. So a community that really is connected.
100%.
That's just for your thought. You don't have to answer, but just for you to think about every time we say build a bigger we, they know that we're talking about building a bigger and better community.
I live in River in Dover in United Kingdom, but I don't really know. Sorry.
That's okay. You don't have to. It's just for you to think when we say that, so you can be able to understand what the language is, what we're talking about.
So next week, Neasley, if you want to be interviewed, I really would love to maybe we'll interview you.
Of course, you would love to
I
interview
would
me.
love to interview
I saw
you.
that coming. I saw it.
Well, you know me too long, Ainsley. That's why.
Yes.
Keith, did you have something you wanted to say?
I was gonna say to Leila that Leila was telling us where you live, weren't you there? But when you come here on a Monday, you live in a bigger world and you meet people from all over.
Oh,
Don't you?
yes. You're right. All right.
So,
But it's going to be fun, everybody. I think, just let us know. Let me know if you have any questions. Expect the emails. I'm going to send a mass email to everybody from the We Are One community that I have. Is everybody clear? Questions before we wrap it up? No, this was we did such a good job explaining it. Perfect. All right. So check your junk mail. Thank you all. See you next week. Thanks for the hour. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you,
See you.
everyone.